Hi there YouTube, this is the Magnus, bringing you another Total War Warhammer online ladder battle, and I have something unusual for you. I got Ninjahund as an opponent on the ladder. If you're not familiar with him, he has a Twitch stream. He has the most wins of any tournament player I know, and is probably definitely one of the best players in the world. So to say I was nervous would be an understatement. He brought the vampire count, so I decided to bring my Warriors of Chaos. I think that's pretty brave. Okay, now let's take a look at the compositions. With Chaos, I elected to bring 4 of the Chaos Warriors with halberds, obviously because I have concerns about crypt horrors. I brought 2 of the new aspiring champions and put them in the center. Don't know if that was a good idea or not. And I have Forsaken on the flanks because they tend to be a little bit quicker. They're a good bit quicker. As far as movement speed, I have 2 Chaos Giants, 1 on each side. I brought Kholek Sun Eater, and I brought the Chaos Sorcerer of Fire with his 2 very popular buffs. Now, Ninjahund was obviously trying something different here. Yeah, definitely different. He's got 5 Crypt Ghouls, and then behind that he has, I believe, 4 Crypt Horrors, correct? Okay. He's got a Fellbat. He's got the Strigoi Ghoul King on his terrorgheist and another terrorgheist. So no ethereal units and no skeletons or anything like that. So he may have been experimenting, which he's very well known to do. Dude has come up with a lot of good builds and a lot of funny or strange builds. He had an all goblin build before it was even popular. So anyways, I'm going to push forward immediately. Might as well meet him in the center. Didn't see any reason to hold back. He doesn't have any missiles because he's the vampire counts, and I don't have any because I didn't bring any of the terrible javelin cav. Although the new one has some promise, I just don't know it well enough to bring it into a battle. So he's going to come forward right away, and he's going to Spirit Leech poor Kholek. Not much I can do about it. I have nothing in the air. And here's something I hate. When you issue a group attack order, notice the guys will stop that are around flying units. They just stop moving, and I don't know what causes that, so I'm kind of herky-jerky on my approach here. Different things are approaching at different speeds, and I try to fix it. You can see me, I keep shifting the line here. But that may not have been a bad thing. May confuse them, or he might have just thought I was drunk. But anyways, we're going in at him, and I see he's got the dire wolves, the dire pack, and they're not moving. So I try to catch him with the Forsaken, and he's gonna pull away there initially. Another Spirit Leech goes down on Kholek, so Kholek is having a rough go at it already. I let the Forsaken continue the chase, and he's gonna have to turn and face them. And I thought this would be very favorable for the Forsaken, and it was. Since Kholek's getting spelled to death anyways, I slam him right into the line, bringing in the rest of my line into his Crypt Ghouls. And the Crypt Ghouls are not the part that scares me, it's the horrors that are a real problem. But they both bring poison, which is really going to be potentially an issue. So now Kholek puts down his lightning right into this large cluster of units. On my right flank, I'm overloaded, and my micro, I'm so nervous, my micro's off, which is hilarious because I've played a lot of great players, but I have so much respect for Ninjahund. I've watched so many of his streams and his tournament matches that, yeah, I was definitely intimidated. So kudos to him for that. His bats are just kind of hanging out. I fold in these Forsaken to get a nice rear charge into his units. So we're going to start to see on this side, his guys are starting to crumble, which is always a good thing. But he's getting all over Kholek, and Kholek's going to run. And he was also all over my Sorcerer, and he's running, which is just great play. He has the mobility advantage for sure. Go after my key units, destroy my leadership, and I'm going to be in a bad spot. But as always, the vampires are having a lot of issues dealing with the giants. They're dishing out a lot of damage, and all of my infantry is doing well because the Forsaken are very punchy, and the halberds have anti-large. So even though they're slower than Snot, when they do get into combat with his men, they are doing good damage. So as you can see, it looks like it's still dead even as far as the count or the weight of the battle. My sorcerer is being chased off by a vargulf, which is very unfortunate, and he has his terrorgheists chasing off Kholek Sun Eater. So I will be without leaders unless he makes a change here. He pulls out his Strigoi Ghoul King, and the infantry, the main body of the engagement, is going to be mine. His dudes just start melding away very quickly. Only thing that remains is this one little group of cryptors who don't want to give up. So of course I'm just going to put everything on them and try to knock them out as quick as possible to reduce the amount of potential damage they can do. And he's going to go down. He already chased off my Kholek, and he's showing no signs of giving up on my Chaos Sorcerer. So as I'm finishing off these crypt horrors, I realize there's a bit of an issue here, and that is I have a bunch of slow units, and he has 2 flyers and a quick moving vargulf. So I'm just going to start to move in his general direction, but I'm going to do a decent bit of it at walk speed because I just don't see a point in exhausting myself chasing things I could not possibly catch. And if I was playing somebody else, a cheesy opponent or whatever, they might try to just run around the map with the vargulf where I can never catch them to go for a draw. But knowing I'm playing Ninjahund, I know I'm good that way. I'm playing a respected player, so I don't have to worry about that. But what I do have to worry about is what's he going to come up with, because he's quite famous for not giving up, which I think I've started to build a name for somewhat myself. I like to see things through. I like to try to find a way to win. The things I'm worried about now is anything he can do that would put fear on my units, because as you can see, their leadership is quite down due to damage, the Lord fleeing, they're tired, so my guys are a little worn out, but the giants look very eager regardless of the fact that they're tired, and some of my other units as well that didn't get beat up as bad. So I'm not too scared, but I'm still scared about getting my army chased off the field. So I keep pushing forward, and I'm actually going to fast forward this for you guys because there's not much going on yet. Now he starts to approach with his flyers. I don't know where he's going to come down, so you're going to see I'm just trying to vary up my movement to see if that creates any conflict or confusion. But I know I have to send some stuff after the vargulf, because as long as the vargulf is around, he can keep diving in on the units. So he comes in after my halberds back here that were a little further away from everybody. I bring in another halberd, and I also bring in an inspiring champion to try to work down the Strigoi Ghoul King as quickly as possible. So we're getting some damage done there. Then I pull over another contingent here to try to really get some pressure on him, while my 2 giants and Forsaken chase the vargulf around. And they're actually going to catch him here a bit, start to put some damage on him, and you're going to see his leadership starts to fail. I was surprised I was able to catch him, to be honest. So now he puts down what's it look like, Soul Blight here, which could definitely have scared my men off, but does not for the most part. And we keep working on the Strigoi Ghoul King. He's going down pretty quickly at this point, and the vargulf's headed the same way, so I'm just going to put everything in there, and we're going to see how this ends. But it starts shifting quickly in my favor, and you see that the Ghoul King is starting to fail, he's starting to end, and we get a heroic victory against Ninjahund in the van. So first of all, I want to, as always, I want to say good game to my opponent. Like I said, I have a ton of respect for Ninjahund. If you haven't seen him play, I highly recommend you check out his Twitch channel. You can learn a lot from watching him. His micro is much better than mine. His army compositions are even better as well. So I think it was part his experimental build and me just happening to go with what I know, which is Chaos. It's a weak faction, but it's one I know really well as of late. So let's take a look at the tail of the tape. The Giants didn't get a lot of kills, as one would expect, but they were there the whole time and barely took any damage, so they were a real obstacle for him. This group of Forsaken killed it with 113 kills. The Halberds did fine. As you can see, a lot of them got chevrons. The Aspiring Champions weren't that impressive kill-wise, but for their price, the fact that they were able to stick around so long is pretty good. Kholek and my Chaos Sorcerer were definitely a weakness, but that's going to happen when you face a really good opponent. They're going to, and if they have a mobility advantage, which he had a huge one, they're going to spike these guys out, and it's going to make life hard. Taking a look at his army, the Crypt Ghouls were not very effective as far as getting kills. The Crypt Horrors did okay. The terrorgheists had the most, and the Strigoi Ghoul King, which was also on a terrorgheist. So the bigger units did what you expect them to do, get the kills. And this looks like very little kills, and you're like, wow, well, I only deployed 448 guys. So there wasn't a lot for him to swing at. But anyways, it was awesome to get to play Ninjahund. It was even more awesome to get a win. I feel fortunate. It's a good day. It's Friday. So if you enjoyed the video, if you learned something, please hit like. Please hit subscribe. Until the next time, this is the Magnus, and I'll see you on the ladder.